Max Blumenthal is he's a real one, and Aaron Matei and Ben Norton and all of them. They're absolutely amazing. I love their work about Syria, about Venezuela, about everything. And so I want to cover something that they published just a few days ago, this is really a bombshell. Okay, get ready. I'm serious. Buckle up. This is wild. So let me show you the tweet here. All right. So this is from Ben Norton. Shout out to Ben. He says, this bombshell report by the legendary Max Blumenthal is one of the most important, jaw-dropping stories we have ever published. We have published at the Grayzone News. It really is. It shows the extreme efforts the CIA went to spy on Assange, his lawyers, and his visitors in Ecuador's embassy in London. Of course, Mike Pompeo there, always mixed up in this stuff. So the article is actually, it's very, very long. Now, I'm going to give you a summary of the first part, and then I'm going to get to the really juicy stuff. Okay? So, but listen, go and read the full thing. Of course, I will link it. And it will really give you an understanding of how the operation was set up. It's absolutely mind-boggling. And this is really like true investigative journalism. And this is why I really hold the Grayzone in such high regard. They're absolutely amazing. So David Morales, all right, he's a co-founder of this security consulting firm called UC Global, okay? And he got a gig, essentially, guarding the children of Ecuador's then President Rafael Correa and his country's embassy in the UK, okay? Guarding his kids and the embassy in the UK. And later on, this is the very same embassy where Julian Assange sought refuge, right? So he was in the embassy for a number of years. And it just so happened that this is where this Morales guy, David Morales, was doing security, okay? So later on, he partners up, it's absolutely insane. So, as time goes on, he ends up working with a CIA front, okay? So again, you got to read all of this stuff. It's absolutely insane. And yeah, so this is one of the guys running the operation. It's insane. So there you go. All right. A 2016 security industry fair in Las Vegas at the Sands Expo provided the occasion for Adelson's company and presumably the CIA to enlist David Morales. So they recruited this guy who was running security at the Ecuadorian embassy in London. All right, so he divulged the details of this deal to his business partner when he went back to Spain. I deduced from the conversations with David Morales, where he confessed in detail his agreements achieved at his U.S. trip. The ex-partner later testified in Spanish court. The head of security of Las Vegas Sands, a Jewish guy named Zohar Lav, made contact with Mr. Morales, getting to become good friends with him at the security fair in Las Vegas. I sensed that this person offered him to collaborate with American intelligence authorities to send information about Mr. Assange. Okay, so yeah, here we're gonna get to the first. This is gonna blow your mind. So just to summarize, okay, this guy David Morales, he sets up this security firm, okay, UC Global. He gets recruited afterwards by a CIA front while he's in Las Vegas. They essentially teach him how to set up surveillance inside the embassy and send all of the footage over to them because Julian Assange is now in the embassy. You understand? So before, what you had were security cameras. Now they're becoming surveillance. All right, it's very important. So please read all that part. But I just want to get to you. I just want to get to the extremity. I want to show you how far this went. All right. So essentially, by the end of 2017, the alleged collaboration between Morales and Sands had fully matured, with the CIA apparently providing a guiding hand. Together, these entities ratcheted up their surveillance of Assange's associates and foiled his plan to leave the embassy under the protection of diplomatic inviolability. So look at this. I mean, this is going to blow your mind, okay? Let me see if I can maximize that. Okay. So, Stefania Morizzi, an Italian journalist who visited Assange regularly at the embassy in London, remembered relaxed encounters with minimal security and friendly interactions with embassy staff for the first 5 years of the WikiLeaks founder's stay. It was in December 2017 that everything changed. During a visit to interview Assange that month, the Spanish security guards from UC Global demanded Morizzi hand over her backpack and all belongings inside for the first time. She protested the new and seemingly arbitrary procedure, but to no avail. So she's been going to see Assange for like 5 years, all right, on and off. She's a journalist. And now all of a sudden, things are becoming very strict. It's not lax anymore. They want her personal possessions. And look what they did. They seized everything, Morizzi told the Grayzone. They took my 2 telephones, one which is encrypted, my iPod, and many USB sticks. There was no way to get my backpack back. The guard told me, don't worry, everything will be fine. No one will access your materials or open your backpack. I was very suspicious. I wasn't even allowed to bring a pen inside to take notes. Now look at the tea. All right, look what they did. It turned out the UC Global employees photographed the unique IMEI number and the SIM card inside the phone of Morizzi and many other visitors. In one photograph obtained by the Grayzone, the security contractors removed the SIM to get a clear image of the codes. It seemed this was the information they needed to hack the phones. Wow. So you get what's going on? Do you understand? I mean, this is very valuable because the IMEI is unique. It's a unique number for every single phone. And they also got the number of her SIM card. So with that, they can hack her phone or at least, eavesdrop on what she's doing through cell towers, right? I forgot the name of this method. Somebody will give it to me in the comments. But this is well known. And you have like miniature, like tiny police departments in the US requesting these devices. What is it? A cell catcher, cell trapper, something like that. And what it does, it essentially sets up a fake cell tower and then lets your phone connect to it. And then they can start tapping your line. So that's why they wanted the codes. All right. So as soon as Correa was out of office because he lost the elections in May 2017, Lenin Moreno takes over. And well, he doesn't like Assange, obviously, as we found out. I mean, the guy's a real asshole. Look what he did. The new administration took a sudden pro-US turn that mandated hostility towards Assange and his organization. As the IMF dangled a massive loan before his cash-strapped government, Moreno denigrated Assange as a, quote, hacker, unquote, and cut off his internet access, as well as visits from the outside for a prolonged period. I mean, that's just inhumane. That's just inhumane. Do you see the power now of the IMF, of the World Bank? I mean, if we're talking about developing countries, they'll come in and they'll say, look, we'll lend you all this cash, but then you got to pay us back and you got to implement austerity and you got to let in all of our interests, et cetera, right? And this is just another example of how they use these world monetary organizations like the World Bank, the IMF, to pressure governments to do what they want. This is another form of imperialism. Do you understand? The United States used the IMF to make sure that the new president of Ecuador would spy on Julian Assange. That's essentially what happened. Assange, for his part, had become convinced that the embassy security was spying on him. No doubt. By late 2017, he was using a white noise machine in the main conference room to keep his conversations with lawyers secure, and held the most sensitive meetings with his attorneys in the women's bathroom, opening the faucets to drown out the sound of their conversations. Now look at this, man. This is insane. UC Global countered by planting a magnetic microphone on the bottom of a fire extinguisher, enabling them to snoop through the white noise. A second microphone was installed in the women's bathroom. Motherfuckers. This is really some spy novel shit, like some, cat and mouse stuff. Ingenious. Very good of Julian Assange to think of the white noise stuff, right? So white noise is what you hear when you turn on your television, right? Shh. It's a specific... you can do this inside any DAW, right? You do it with a tone generator. For any of you producers or musicians out there, you know what I'm talking about. You can generate white noise, pink noise, etc. And yeah, it's like just to blanket the air so they can't hear him. And these motherfuckers, they found a way around it. They use a magnetic microphone. Amazing. This is insane. Other plans exposed in UC Global company emails called for planting a mic capable of listening through walls and placing it secretly inside the office of the ambassador, who was referred to in emails as director of the hotel. I mean, they just don't give a fuck. Like, they're literally bugging the fucking ambassador's office. Not even to listen to him, it's for Assange. I mean, this is madness. What the fuck? What the fuck? So Morales, the guy who's running this company, also proposed installing listening devices in Assange's bedroom, and even put a program in place to swap out all fire extinguishers and replace them with new ones with hidden mics. Oh my God. They just replaced all the fire extinguishers with dummies, with mics inside them. I mean, the lengths that they're going to. Unbelievable. It's really some spy novel shit. Don't worry, it gets worse. You ain't heard nothing yet. Julian was extremely worried. He said the guards were working for intelligence, his lawyer Martinez recalled. He's right. I told him they were just working class guys from southern Spain, where I'm from, but now I realize he was totally right. Yeah, of course, man, of course. So thank you to Claudia and whoever else provided the name. The device that I was thinking about is a Stingray. So the Stingray is what they use. They set up a fake cell phone tower. Your phone connects to it thinking it's a real one, and then they have access to your line and your device. That's why they needed her number. It helps. The IMEI and the SIM card number. And I mean this is just absolutely ridiculous, man. So, look at this, man. I'm sure you guys have seen the video as well of him skateboarding. Like, you see Julian Assange skateboarding in his office, his room, whatever it is. Man, they cut off his internet access and all visits. What the fuck? Why would you be so inhumane? I don't understand that. Unbelievable. So, look at this. Morales urged special attention to Stella Morris, a member of the legal team who recently revealed she began a relationship with Assange and had two children with him during his time in the embassy. So hold on a second. Just to be clear, if she had 2 children with him while he was in the embassy, does that mean they were also recording all of that? Like, they literally revoked every sense of privacy for this guy. After proposing a person thoroughly dedicated to the activity of spying on Morris, Morales eventually instructed an employee to steal a diaper from one of Morris' infant sons in order to extract DNA which could prove she was the mother of Assange's children. At the time, the employee testified, Morales deliberately indicated that the Americans insisted in confirming the DNA results. Upset by the bizarre assignment, the UC Global staffer eventually intercepted Morris outside the embassy to inform her about the planned diaper theft and to warn her against taking the child inside. Oh my God. What the fuck? So the CIA told this UC Global security company that was spying on Assange to steal a diaper from his infant so they could verify the DNA result. What? What? What are you doing? What does this have to do with anything? Do they not have access to like hospital records? They couldn't do it another way? Like, what is this? This is ridiculous. And I love how one of the henchmen has like a moment of clarity and then he goes out to warn the woman. Like, I mean, I feel like I'm reading a spy novel. This is just insane. And look at this. They were obsessed with American visitors, all of them, from lawyers to journalists to friends. They focused a lot on Glenn Greenwald. Hi, Glenn, if you're watching. Even opening his passport, these motherfuckers, taking pics of his visa to Russia and sending it to their headquarters, Martinez said, referring to the Brazil-based American journalist who had visited Assange. What are y'all doing to my man Glenn? What is this? Motherfuckers. I'm assuming Glenn probably knows this already and suspected them of doing that. It's just they leave no stone unturned. They violate everyone's rights. These intelligence agencies, they just, it's disgusting. It really is. And I am 100% sure this is not an isolated incident. All these things that you're reading, they've not just done this to Assange, and they've probably done a lot, shit that's a lot worse to other people. But nonetheless, what the fuck? I mean, I'm not trying to minimize what happened here. I'm just trying to emphasize that this is probably normal for what these intelligence agencies do. Of course it is. But this diaper stealing shit. Oh my God, what the fuck? What does that have to do? I mean, seriously, do they not have access to like hospital records and shit like that? No. My God. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. So essentially, this Morales guy, he's under investigation now in Spain, right? So he got arrested. Following Assange's imprisonment, several disgruntled former employees eventually approached Assange's legal team to inform them about the misconduct and arguably illegal activity they participated in at UC Global. One former business partner said they came forward after realizing that David Morales decided to sell all the information to the enemy, the US. A criminal complaint was submitted in a Spanish court, and a secret operation that resulted in the arrest of Morales was set into motion by the judge. Morales was charged by a Spanish high court in October 2019 with violating the privacy of Assange and abusing the publisher's attorney-client privileges, as well as money laundering and bribery. The documents revealed in court, which were primarily backups from the company's computers, exposed the disturbing reality of his activities on the dark side. I mean, this is really a bombshell article. It's very long, very, very interesting, and an amazing read. And I'm going to post a link so you can all go and take a look at it. Not to mention that, it's from the Grayzone, so it's good. For real. This is just insane. I mean, I don't even know what to say. And look how they dehumanize him, right? You saw how they arrested him, how they dragged him out. Look how they trapped him in a room for years. Look how they keep him in Belmarsh prison. You know what Belmarsh prison is? This is like one of the most, it's probably the maximum security prison in the UK. Okay, this is where they keep all the loony terrorists and shit like that. And they're putting Julian Assange with them, right? And then when they take him to court, because they're trying to extradite him now to the US, They put him in a glass cage. I mean, they're treating him like an animal. I'm glad at the very, very, very least that some of these employees, had a bare minimum. I don't know what's the term I'm looking for. I'm just glad that at the very least they came clean and made sure that the public knew about this. I mean, we already knew that he was being spied on, but now we know for sure. We got the proof, and we know how deep it went. Probably goes deeper. We don't know. At least that. But nonetheless, man, I mean, no one should have to go through this shit. Do you see what's going on now? Do you see how they're treating Julian Assange? He didn't hack anything. He didn't do anything. His crime is exposing Western imperialism. He showed the ugly side. He showed the reality. He showed the consequences of delivering democracy and freedom. Turns out it's not true. It's not very glamorous. Turns out a lot of innocent people die. For no reason. For absolutely no reason. I mean, I was talking to you guys the other day about this family in Iraq, from Mosul, who got killed by the drone strike. And if you've seen the video that WikiLeaks dropped, that Chelsea Manning, she helped get to Julian Assange. Collateral murder. If you've seen these, I mean, there's so much. There's so much evidence. There's so much heartbreaking stuff to go through. It's absolutely unreal. I mean, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say, man. It's really heartbreaking. And Julian Assange is a fucking hero. He's a fucking hero, man. They're going to be writing about him in the history books. And people will know. People will know that he was a hero. He's a hero right now. He didn't do nothing wrong. They're just trying to make an example out of him. It's that clear. This is what happens when you expose United States Western imperialism. Right? This is what happens. They're trying to send a message. It's disgusting. But then they tell you that, the Soviets, the communists, the Chinese, the North Koreans, they are the ones who oppress freedom of speech. They are the ones who are totalitarian. They're the ones who are authoritarian. They're the ones who are anti-democracy. What is this? They're trying to set a precedent here. They're trying to set a precedent by making an example, and also legally, that if you publish documents that expose our war crimes, that expose our malfeasance, we're going to fuck you. That's what they're doing. Okay? That's what this is all about. That's it. And I really pray for Julian Assange and Edward Snowden and Chelsea Manning. We really need to pray for them. I'm not kidding, man. These people, they're going through hell. I can't even imagine. Like I told you guys, I woke up, I had really, really, really bad depression and anxiety today. I can't even imagine what they're going through. They sacrificed a lot for us. They really did. If you talked about all these things before, they'd say, you're anti-freedom. You're anti-American. You're anti-UK. You talked about mass surveillance. They said, you're a loony. You're a nut job. We knew what was going on. These people risked everything, man.